Okay, so yeah, so we have also discussed about the authentication and the authorization, right? Now we are going to discuss about what are the types of the authorization which we are using in the real time. Okay, so if you go to your postman here, you can see it, right? We are having the different types of the authorization type here, right? So it depends on to project, right? Which authorization type they are using, right? It's not restricted that you have to use this particular type of the authorization, right? So it depends on the project to project, right? In my previous organization, they were using the bearer token. In my current organization, they are using the OAuth 2.0. And in I think work on one small project. In that project, they have used the basic auth concept. Okay, so basically it depends on the project to project, this auth type, whatever the client wants and which is easy for them, and based on the requirement, based on the security wise, they are deciding the thing which auth they have to use in their project. Okay, let's discuss one by one, which is very important. Okay, now, the things are get clear. What did you mean by the authorization and the authentication, right, guys? Clear? Guys, any question regarding the authorization and the authentication? Because it is very important topic. If you have still any confusion, then I can clear your doubts. Okay, and if you have not attended the yesterday classes, so you can go through and watch the yesterday recording session. Okay, some background noise is there. Actually, in my head, having some issue in my head. Change my. Not better, ma'am. Guys, tell me any question regarding the auth. Okay, still coming. I have to give me a second. Or guys, give me 1 minute. Let me restart my laptop. I will come back in 1 minute. I will come back in 1 minute. Let me restart my laptop.
It's not of the system because it's some bird is chirping.
Okay, okay. Give me a second. Let me close my. That's clear, guys.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Okay, I have to purchase my new headphone. My baby damaged my headphone actually. Okay, so in this class we are going to discuss about the authorization, right? What are the types of the authorization, right? It depends on the project to project and the client which the type they are using. First, let's discuss to the no auth one, right? So in some of the project they are not using the any authorization concept, so in that case you can select the no auth, that is the straightforward. Okay, and if you even not select anything, like by default, let's see what is selected. If you click on here and if you go to the auth inherit from parent, right? So in some of the project they are not passing any oath, depends on the project, right? It is very small project and generally it's rarely where you don't have to use the no oath concept. Okay, so in that case you have to select the no oath. Okay, now the other one is the bearer token. Here you can see the bearer token, right? Bearer token, right? So when you generate the token using that particular request which we have seen yesterday, right? We have the separate call, separate request to generate the token. Okay, so when you generate the token as per the requirement, right, they will mention the thing that which token you have to use. So they will ask you like bearer token you have to use, then you have to simply go to the bearer token and pass the token here, like which we are using in the GitHub requirement, right? In GitHub requirement, right? So token means, what does exactly token will do? Token, it's the key to open the door, right? To access, to perform the action, whatever the application you are trying to access, right? So if you not pass the token, the application will not understand that you are the genuine candidate, you have the access of that particular action, right? So you have to ask them the key is token, right? So after that the server will understand, server will go inside the database, that key is exists and what is the status of that token. Based on the status and it is aligned to you or not, right? Based on that they will allow you to proceed further. So let's suppose what happened, I have generated the token using my username and the password. Okay, let's suppose we have this one. Okay, this particular service, right? The booker.com, right? Where we are passing the username and the password and we are trying to generate the token. I have generated the token, right? I have generated the token, right? Yeah, I have generated the token, right? So if this token is exist to this particular person into the database and you are using that token in the auth, when you generate this token, copy this token and you have to pass in the subsequent call. So let's suppose currently in your project, the requirement is asking to pass in the bearer token type, right? We have to use the bearer token type, right? So you have to pass that token to here. So when it connect with this server, it will go inside that particular resource and first it will connect with the server and then second thing it will go and check your token, that token is valid or not. It will check the status of that token. After that it will go, if it is yes, then the server will allow you to proceed further, then it will connect with that particular repository and then you can perform the action, right? If the token is wrong, If the token is wrong, the server will not identify this token into the database. So server will return you the error message. Let's suppose I am passing some invalid token here, right? If I am calling, so you will get the error message as a 401 unauthorized. Okay, so server will could not identify this token inside the database, right? And it returned the 401 unauthorized. Okay, so this is the totally security related stuff. So I'm not asking that this token you can use only in the post method, right? As per the requirement, you can use in the post method also, put method also, patch method also, delete method also, get method also. And you have to go to the auth and select the type as a bearer token, and you have to pass that token. Now in your mind you have the, again I'm explaining the same thing. In your mind, if you have the question from where I can get this token, so in your project, for in your project you have the separate request for that, separate request to generate the token, where you have to authenticate the user and generate the token and use this token in the subsequent call in your project. Bearer token is clear, guys? Any question? In the bearer token only.
Yeah, Vikas, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this creating a token, you are creating a token, right? Is that for a particular this one? How to create that? Is that any project they will give the
No, 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 no. Why I'm using the different services? Because in these services, have you seen in the GitHub? When I'm using the GitHub, I have to go to the GitHub developer setting and generate the token from the UI, right? Because that they have not fully implemented all the REST API. So that's why I'm taking some different application, how in the real time it will looks like. In the same project, you will have the generate token to authenticate request you have in the same. Let's suppose you are working in the XYZ project. You are working in the XYZ project. So for the XYZ project, you have to use in the service URL here in the URL with the resource type. And you have to pass the valid username and the password. Clear?
Okay, but this for particular project also they will give that one, right? I have to go and generate it here, right? Our user ID and password after giving.
Yeah, they will provide you. They will provide you the admin, like system admin password, or username and the password, and they will ask you that you can use this to use this credential to generate the token. The first thing, they will provide you the username and the password. Second thing, they will provide you the access to register into the account, create the new username and password and pass it here.
Okay.
Right, it depends on the project to project how they are using, right? For each user they want to create separate token. In that case, they will provide you the access of register. You can register, generate the username and the password, and you can generate the token. In some of the in application, they will provide you, the client provide you, the developer will create the the system, the admin related credential, username and the password, like, and they will provide you that credential, and they will ask you go and use this credential to generate the token and to test the service. Okay, clear? It depends how they are generating the token. They will provide you the detail. In the first case, they will provide you the credential, whatever the credential they are using, right? And in the second way, they will in second way you have to, they will provide you the the functionality where you can access the thing where you can access the thing and where you can get the register, and you can generate the username and the password, and you can pass it here, right? And the third thing also, if they are not following both the thing, the first and the second, in the third thing what they will do, they will provide you the access of database, right? And they will ask you go into the database, go to that particular location, you can go and check the system admin password or admin password, or whatever the primary, the main role, right? So go and check the system admin password and username and copy it from there, and you can pass it here. Clear, sir? Clear, sir? Or having any doubts? Sir, please confirm. Did you get your answer or not? You are muted, sir.
Yeah. I told. Not able to hear anything. Hello.
Sorry, come again.
I told yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
No.
So like that, you don't have to worry like from where I can get the username and the password, right? So depends on the project to project, right? In some project you have to register and generate the username and the password. In some project the client will provide you, developer will provide you the username and the password, or email ID and the password, whatever they are using for the authentication, right? In some of the project they will provide you the access of the database, and you can go inside your database, get the username and the password, and you can use it here. Okay, now you have to use this token in the subsequent call, right? Now the bearer token is done, right? Now we have one more, the basic oath. In some of the project they are using the concept of the basic oath, right? So in the basic oath, here you can see, so in that case, what you have to do, you have to pass the username and the password. So let's suppose you are using any action like create action, delete action, or whatever the action you are performing, right? So as per the requirement, in the requirement they will mention that you have to use the basic oath type for the authorization, and in the username you have to pass this particular value, and in the password you have to pass the password. When you connect with the server, when you connect with the server, it will generate the token, and it will internally assign to this particular request, and you can perform the action. Okay, so let's see, I have one, because this is the totally API security related stuff, that's why in one application I can't show you, right? So that's why I'm using the different services here. Okay. Here you can see I have one, the postman service related stuff here. I have one request in the postman related stuff. They are using the basic oath concept, basic oath concept. Okay, so where in the requirement they will mention that you have to pass the username this one, and you have to pass the password as this one. They in the requirement they will mention, right? We have to use the basic oath for the authorization, and you have to pass this credential, right? When you connect, so it will generate some token here. Okay, it will generate some token. If you go to the header part, here you can see the token gets generated and get aligned with the header. Here you can see the basic, and that this is the token. Okay, so in the oath path, you just have to pass the username and the password and connect with the server, right? It will, as per the requirement, is will return the response and the token will get aligned. Okay, now now we have the basic oath we have discussed, where you have to pass the username and the password, right? Bearer token, you have to it's clear. In the bearer token, we have to simply pass the token. So if I ask one question, then what is difference between bearer token and the basic oath? Then what would be your answer? What is difference between the bearer token and the basic oath? Guys, you can much speak.
So,
Thank you.
on
Mhm.
basic auth, we require to pass username, password, right? And then
Okay,
if it is correct, then the token will generated automatically, and
exactly.
uh,
Internally, it will get aligned.
internally, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, and at bearer token first, we require to create the token, and
In
we
the
require to
bearer
pass
token, we need the request where you have to pass
request.
separately
Yeah, we have
and
to pass
username and the
separately. Yeah,
password, and we have to copy that token and pass in the subsequent call. Clear?
substitute, right? Yeah.
Now, let's understand the concept of oath. Oath one. Okay, and we have the digest oath also. So digest oath we are using, but it is deprecated actually nowadays. Okay, so we can discuss the oath 2.0. Oath 1.0 is deprecated, right? No one is using now in the industry, right? Oath and they deprecated the oath 1.0 and implemented the oath 2.0, right? So if you go, and I will explain to you what is difference between oath 1.0 and oath 2.0. Okay, first let's try to understand the oath 2.0. So have you seen one functionality? Let me open one application uh, that is let me log out. Have you seen this type of page, like where you have to, in any application where you are using any application? Let's suppose I'm using wix.com, right? Wix wix.com, right? Where I have to enter the email ID, password if I have already an account, right? So I can log in, or otherwise, you will see, otherwise I have to sign up and generate the username and the password, and then I have login and the sign in, right? And have you seen, like if you don't want to sign up, right, you can use continue with Facebook, continue with Google, or continue with Apple and some other, like continue with Twitter or continue with the GitHub, like that. Have you seen this type of page in your real time, where you can continue with the some other third party?
Yes.
Correct. So here we are using this concept, oath 2.0 concept, oath concept. Okay, now most of the application, e-commerce application, they are using this concept, right? If you don't want to sign up, you can continue with the Facebook and the Google, right? Agree? Right? Or you can provide me any example where having the similar page in your mind, if you have any. Do you have any?
I think LinkedIn.
LinkedIn? Okay, let me, if I'm not signed up there, sign in. Yeah, I think so. LinkedIn have. Mm, it's not showing here.
Yeah, I think when I log in through mobile at that time I'm seeing this
Okay, in
option.
mobile. Okay, okay. And any other application do you have in your mind? Generally, like if you like make my trip or Flipkart, I think this type of things you can see it here. Here you can see, right? The Google. You can sign up with the Google, right? If I go to the login page, here you can see login with Google. Can you see it here, guys?
Yes.
Right? So this type of page I'm asking you, where you, if you don't want to sign up, and the company are using, they are also advertising the thing. If you sign up with the Facebook and the Google, right, they will identify you, because when you created your Google account, right, you have entered the enter your all the detail, the basic detail, your first name, your name, address, your mobile number, date of birth, whatever the basic detail you have enter while creating your Google account, like Gmail account, the Facebook account, right? So nowadays these things are in the traditional, right? So whenever they are implementing any application, if you want to log in with the some other, right, they are giving you the facility, right? You can log in with the different continue as a Google or Facebook, you can. Clear? So they will get your detail from here, that you are the authenticate person or not. Clear? Okay. So let's try to understand how it's working, and how the oath concept is coming here. Okay. So what do you think when I'm using this particular application, if I log in with the Facebook or Google, right? So what happened? This wix.com, if I click on the continue with Google, so new window page will get open, where I can get the list of the whatever the account I have, it will show here, right? And if I click on anyone, it will get the detail, and you are able to log in the wix.com, right? So what did you think, like how it's working? So uh, mm, the first thing, if I go continue with Google, so this wix.com, they fetch the username and the ID, and they can continue with the Google. Or if you are continue with the Facebook, what did you think, the Facebook username and ID get saved here in the wix.com? No, that is not related to that. So here we are using the concept of oath. We are using the concept of oath, right? Oath concept we are using. Let's suppose when I click on the Google, I want to log in with the Google. Here the new window page will get displayed. Here if you go to the URL, can you see it here? Auth 2. Auth 2 feature they are using. Auth 2 here. You can see it here. Auth 2. Right? Auth 2 redirect URL, where it will redirect, and the response time, the permission. What they want? They want the permission. Okay, And the token, you can see it here, the scope, you can see these all are the details here. So basically what I'm trying to say here, when you using the google.com, in the URL you can see auth2 concept they are using. Let me take the another one if it is working here. Login with Google. Here you can see, can you see it here guys? Auth2 concept they are using, right? If I use some other application, like I have one more application which I can use, this one, this particular REST API, I want to get the token, and here you will get this page, authentication required. It will authenticate the user. I told you that there are multiple ways to authenticate the thing, right? So you can go to the Google, right? So you will get the, here you will see auth2. Can you see it here? Right? If I go to and authenticate, I want to continue with the Facebook, right? Here you can see they are using the auth concept here. You can see it here. They are using the auth concept here. They are using the auth concept here. Here you can see they are using the resource as an auth. Right? Now, let's try to understand how exactly it is working. This flow is working actually. Okay, it's very, very important for the interview purpose and for the even the testing perspective, even as a BA perspective, as a developer perspective also, to understand the flow. Okay. So let's try to understand. When I click on the google.com, right? So let me design the thing. Let me go and design raw.io. Guys, any application do you know like where I can draw the picture very neat and clean way? Any application do you know? Except the draw.io. No? Okay, let me open this particular site. Create new account, diagram. Whiteboard. Okay, let me use this whiteboard. Okay, auto draw is also there. Okay, let me use actually, because I get bored. This is also very good one, but I get bored using this particular application. Let me try a different one. Okay, this is the Twitter point. Okay, application where I can draw the things easily. Okay, it's look good. Okay, we can use this one also, and let me check on the one which Chandan had shared me. Okay, Okay. Hmm. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Fine, guys. So let's try to understand. Okay. So let's suppose this is your application, right? And where you have entered your username, your password, and you have the different the other one also where you can log in, right? Here you have the Google, Facebook, and here you have Twitter. Okay, so this is your wix.com, right? This is the wix.com, right? Okay, this is the wix.com, right? And here what you have to do, I want to sign up with the Google, right? So guys, what exactly here user, what is the motto here? First you have to understand the scope. What is the scope here? The scope is they want to take the permission to enter into your into this particular login.com. They want the permission, right? In the permission, how they will get the permission? When they, if you click on the google.com, here you can see, if you go here, the response time is permission. Here you can see the response time is the permission, right? And if you go here, the URL, the scope is here, email profile, open client ID. Okay, so here what exactly scope is? You have to log into the wix.com. So you are using the Google, right? We are taking the help of the Google. So what happened when I continue with the Google, it will verify your thing because you have already an account, right? So when you click on the google.com here, right? So let me draw the picture here, right? So google.com, right? So here one page will open, one page will get open, right? And this is your Google auth server. This is the Google auth server. Auth server, this is the Google auth server. Okay, so this is the Google auth server. This is the Google auth server, right? So here when you open oh, it's not very much. Let me draw it here. Okay, so what happened when you click on the Google, right? So this is your, let me add the text here, Google, Google auth, let me, okay, Google auth. Okay, I have used the Google auth page, right? Here when you click on the Google auth page will get displayed here, right? Google auth page will get displayed, right? So what happened, this will come redirect to one window, right? Redirect to the this window, this Google auth will provide one temporary token, one one temporary token to this particular wix.com, right? So let me draw the picture, right? This google.com provide the the temporary token, temporary token. Okay, so this Google Auth provide the temp token, this Wix server, right? Then what happened? This Wix server, the Google Auth server, provided the token to this server. Then this server connect with the Google Auth server, Google Auth server, where the server is hosted, right? So we can draw one more diagram here, right? So this temporary token will pass to this Google server, this Google server, right? Google Auth server, Google Auth server. Okay, this temporary token, the temporary token passed to the Google Auth server, right? And this temporary token is again passed to the Google Auth by the Google Auth server, right? So this server will again pass this temporary token to, let me draw the picture here, temp token. Okay, this Google Auth, right? Now the Google Auth provide the refresh token, refresh token, refresh token, right? And this Google Auth provide the refresh token, this particular server. Now this Google Auth server will connect with the Google and provide this refresh token here, provide this refresh token. Second, refresh token, right, to Google. Okay, to Google. Okay, now whatever the action you want, what you need, you can access through the Google. Okay, let's try to understand this diagram. So when you open this wix.com, when you click on continue with Google, right, so it connect with the Google Auth. So it connect with the Google Auth. Here you can see it connect with the Google Auth, right? So the Google Auth having the server on server, right? So this Google Auth providing the token, that is the temporary token, to the wix.com, right? And this wix.com is providing this token to Google Auth server, then this Google Auth server verify that token. Yes, this token is, they are getting from the Google Auth. So this token again repass to the Google Auth, right? Then the Google Auth will verify, yeah, this token I have provided. So they will provide the refresh token, the permission token. You can see the grant token, right? The permission token to Google Auth server, and then this token is passed to the Google, and then you can access your when I click on the continue as a Google, when I click on the Vikas or anyone, right? So the up to here the process is completed, up to here, right? So when I click on this one, right? So it will go and check the token, the refresh token, and here what happened here, you can see it's loading actually. Here you can see it get that token, and you are able to log in. You are able to log in. This whole flow is known as a oath flow. Okay, again I am explaining you. This is the wix.com or any application. Let's suppose this is the user. When the user want to sign up with the other application like Google, Facebook or Twitter, right? They will connect with the Google Auth. Let's suppose if they are using the Facebook, then Facebook Auth server, right? They will get that token. They return the token. They return the token and the temporary token. That token, this wix.com, this application user connect with the Google Auth server with passing that temporary token, and that token is again passed to the Google Auth. Then Google Auth verify that temporary token. Yes, I have provided this token to this user, right? Then after then they will provide the one refresh token, that is the grant token, the permission token, right? Now it again passed to the Google Auth server. Now this refresh token is passed to the google.com. Now they can access the thing whatever the user want. Let's suppose user want the file profile data from the google.com, right? They want the user profile data, they want any particular file, or they want the permission, right? So they can do whatever the action they need actually. Okay, so you can see you are able to log into the wix.com. So this flow is known as the oath flow. Oath flow, right? So this is the oath flow, guys.
So because here, what is this Google Auth is and Google Auth server, right? There are two things.
So
One is Google
yeah,
Auth.
here when you let me log out, go back here. When I click on the Google Earth, it's simple like page where they have, it's something like the bodyguard, right? It's something like the bodyguard, right? It will connect and it will, give you the token, to now you can connect with the Google Auth server, right? So this will provide the token, this wix.com. Now wix.com passing that token to the server, the Google Auth server. Clear?
Okay. So it's a intermediate type of stuff. Google
Yeah,
Auth
you
is.
can see it is simple like the layer. If I remove this layer, what happened if the application directly connect with the Google Auth server, right? And it connect with the Google, so the Google will reject that thing. So the Google will reject that token, that you don't have the permission. So you have to go through the Google Auth page actually.
Okay.
Right, because you are clicking on the Google Auth, so that means user want to continue with their account with the Google Auth, right? So that's why you have to first confirm. After then this particular Google Auth will return the temporary token to this client, and that token, temporary token, the client will connect to the Google Auth server. Then it connect with the Google. Clear?
Yes.
So if I not implement this thing, then Google Auth, understand that, they are the fake person. So if I not click on the continue with Google, so can you rectify me? I am interested with Google to continue with Google Auth. No, if I not click. So that's why they have designed in such a way that first they want to confirm, user want to interested to continue with Google or not, right? So that's why they added one layer. Clear? Clear, guys? I think this thing you will see n number of times in your application, in the project or real time, this type of behavior, right? But you don't know how exactly it working. So in today class, it's clear how internally it's, connecting with the Google and getting the access. Clear? It not means that Google is sharing the Gmail username and password to the wix.com, or Facebook is sharing the Facebook password to the wix.com. It's not related to that. It is all related to the permission, the token. Clear? So when you continue with the Google, here you can see the auth concept they are using. Auth page is this, right? So that's why they are written the auth here, right? This is the auth page, right? So there are few of the things which when you connect with the auth server, right? There are some of the things when you go and check the URL, the first thing is redirect URL. Okay, this is the make my trip one, and I want this one. The first thing is redirect URL, where you will get redirect. So after getting the temporary token as per the diagram, where you are redirecting again to the Wix, correct? Correct, guys? When you open this page, the Google Auth provide the temporary token, right? And again you are moving to the wix.com. So that's why in the, if you go here and you can see redirect URL, where the Google Auth redirecting you, it redirecting you to the wix.com page. Here you can see wix.com page, right? The first point. Let me add all the things. Here I don't have the space. I can add it here. Okay. Let me add it here. The first thing is redirect URL. Okay. This is your first thing, right? Now, second thing. Second thing is second thing, if you see auth 2, the type, right? Auth 2, here you can see, or it is defined actually. We are using the auth concept, so it is already defined. No worry about that. And the response time, here you can see the response time. What the response type? It asking for the permission. Here you can see it asking to the permission, it asking to the permission. I need the permission to log in to the wix.com. So here you can see the response time is the permission, right? Now okay, here you can see the client ID. Here you can see the client ID. Let me note it down here. Client ID. client ID. Okay, now client ID, this thing our developer has designed. So after the client ID, what is the next one? I'm not after the client ID, here it is end of a statement. Let me copy this thing and use it here. Okay, so this is the auth 2.0 redirect URL, where you are redirecting the thing. Response time, you are giving the permission, right? You are giving the permission, right, to continue, right? And you are giving the ID as a token. This is the temporary token, right? They are using the encrypted form, right? And here you can see the scope. What is the scope here? The email you are trying to, because when you click on here, you will get the email here, email page, right? So here you can see the email, right? And email, what it is, the profile, you want the profile open, right? You want to profile open, and when it, you know, it will go to the, when you click on this one, right? So it will open your, it will connect with your Gmail profile, and you know, it will having some client ID internally, so they will get that client ID, right? This is that client ID. And after then, yeah, after
Because
then the
can
general
you
auth flow.
please please increase the font, please?
This is fine.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, here you can see the redirect URL, where it's redirecting after getting the temporary token. After then, what is the response time? Response type, giving the permission, right? So after then, what is the scope here? And in the response type, they are giving the permission along with the token, the temporary token, right? What is the scope? Up, what do you want? You want to access the profile, you want to access the drive, you want the video, you want the PDF file, what did you want actually? So that comes under the scope. I want to connect with the Gmail, right, email, and get the profile, connect with that profile, and get the open ID, means client ID. Here you can see what is the client ID. After then, you can see they will the general auth flow. So this URL indicating the auth flow actually. Okay. So when you click on the vikas.com, so it will go again, connect with the what, the wix.com, and connect with the Google Auth server, provide the temporary token, then it will again connect with the Google Auth by providing the temporary token. Then again this temporary change into the refresh token. They are giving the new token, the grant permission token, to the Google Auth server. Then it's connecting with the Google Auth, and whatever the action you want it here, you need the permission or whatever you want, so you can. So it now, when you if you click on the wix.com, if I click on here, right, so all the internally process will get completed, and you are able to get the logged in into this account. That this wix.com, using the third party of the Google Auth, they are verifying the user, and you are able to log in. Clear? Now let's understand this concept in the API. In the front end side, it is clear how it's basically working in the front end side. Okay, let's try to understand this thing in the back end side. Okay, here you have to select the auth 2.0. If you go here in and type here uh, auth 2.0 authentication, here you will see, you will get the detail. some more detail also. If you go to the image here, you can see this is the flow of diagram. So which I have explained you, that is the very simple and everything is clear. But if you
Yes.
look at this, yeah.
You told that you showed that sometimes it is using the auth 2.0 and to 1 also and auth 0 also in the real this thing. But is that way to use auth 1 and auth 2 any this thing or same for that everything?
No, it depends on the requirement actually. If in your project they have required, in your project they are using the OAuth 1.0, then you have to select OAuth 1.0. If they are using the OAuth 2.0, because this thing is not decided by me and you, this thing is
Okay.
decided by the architect person and the client, which
Okay.
security level they want to use. Okay. Okay, so you have, if you want to go through the diagram, even I have explained the diagram in very neat and clean way. If you want to understand some more diagram, here you can see this is the very good explanation of that, where you can understand the flow actually. Okay, but you will get confused if you first time you will go. So what the diagram I have explained you, take the screenshot of that, right? Or let me take the screenshot, because it is not in the document actually. Okay, and you can, okay, fine guys. Okay, let's try to understand this concept here in the Postman, right? So if you select the, here, as per the requirement, in your requirement, they are using OAuth 2.0, right? OAuth 2.0, right? So what you have to do here you can see the configuration, the new token, configuration, the new token, right? So first thing, let's discuss this one. First, let's discuss this one. So you can, directly pass the token here, whatever the token you have, right? If they have implemented the OAuth 2.0 in the multiple way, right? So you can, whatever the token, right, you have, right, generated the token. Let's suppose you have generated this token, right? You can simply copy this token and pass it here in the current token, the access token. This is the one way, right? One way, and here you can select the available token. If you have the existing token, the OAuth token, right, you can pass it here. Now, the second thing, configure the new token. Here, you have to select the grant type as a authentication code, right? And here you can see callback URL, the callback URL. I think I have explained you the redirect URL, that is the callback URL. That URL you have to pass it here, right? OAuth URL, OAuth URL here. What is the OAuth URL we are using here? The OAuth URL, where it is, let me go back. The OAuth URL you have to pass it here in the here, right? Access token URL you have to pass it here, and the client ID, which we have seen in the where here, the client ID you have seen it here in the URL. So that client ID you have to pass it here. Okay, client ID and client secret, and the scope, what is your scope? You want to read the data, you need the permission, you have to pass it here, right? And then click on get new token, so it will give you the new token, right? This thing I can't set up, because in the real time this thing will mention in your requirement sheet, in the requirement, right? In the requirement they will mention which callback URL you have to. You don't have to worry, guys, where I can get this callback URL, right? Here you can see it is, you will be the redirect, right? So they will provide you the URL, auth URL. They will provide you the endpoint for the authorization server. This is used to get the authorization code, right? Here you can see they have provided the dummy one, right? And here the access token, the client ID and the client secret. This setup will, it will be given in your requirement sheet, but I have explained the concept, right? What is the callback URL, auth URL, the access token URL, the client ID. That's why the main motto to explain this concept here. Okay.
So because in
In
this
the
example,
backend, they will provide all the details, because in the real time you are not using the front end thing, right? Yeah, you are using the backend. So in the requirement they will provide you. If I can show you one requirement, let me, I have, but uh, you know I restore my system, so I have deleted that data. Let me check it here. Auth 2.2 authentication requirement, where I can show you the thing requirement. Give me a minute. I don't think you will find it here, but you can see it here. They are using the google.com, right? They are using, you will get this page, and here you will see authentication and authorization. Here you can see. So what I'm trying to, so give me a second. Here you can see, you will get the detail, and I'm searching for the requirement, how the requirement will looks like actually in the real time. Give me a second. Oh, I have this one I can use. Give me a second. Give me a second. Port 1.0. It is not like that. Okay, no worry. In tomorrow class now, I will try to find. I have. I don't know where it get deleted by me. So in tomorrow class, I will show you how the auth requirement is looks like in the real time. Okay, so you don't have to worry that the concept is clear, right? The component is clear, right? So in the requirement, they will provide you all the detail. If they have not provided, then you have to connect with the client or the developer, right? And you have to ask to them that what callback URL you have to pass it here, what is the grant type, what is the auth URL, what is the access token, what is the client ID, what is the secret ID to get the token here, right? They will provide you all the detail, and then you are able to connect with the server, right? In the case of auth 1.0, the same thing here also. Here you can see it here. The signature method, consumer key they will provide, secret they can provide you, and the token they will provide you the temp token, the token secret they will provide you here, callback URL, right, timestamp, right? They all the things they will provide you. Nowadays auth 1.0 is deprecated actually. In the market we are not using the auth 1.0 because auth 2.0, if you compare both the things, auth 2.0 is the complete redesign of 1.0. Okay, and the two are not compatible. If you create a new application today, we can use auth 2.0. auth 1.0 is deprecated. And why it is deprecated? If you are using the auth 1.0, it's what taking lot of time to connect with the server, get the token and give the permission. So that's why auth 2.0 is faster and easier to implement actually. Okay, so that is the reason behind that, right? So you can go through the document inside. Explain the things, what is the difference between auth 1.0 and auth 2.0, right? In auth 1.0, if you go it here, you have to pass like signature method, consumer key, consumer secret, token, and callback URL. And earlier days we were using the auth 1.0, but later on it get deprecated because it was slow and it take a lot of data, right? So they have implemented the concept of the auth 2.0. auth 2.0. So most of the company, they are using the auth 2.0, right? In auth 2.0, you have to pass the grant type, and what grant type, the callback URL, the auth URL, access token, client ID, secret, and the client authentication. So this thing provided by the client, or in the requirement they will mention, or you have to connect with the developer. Clear? Yes, sir. Tell me. Any question? Anyone asking some question, I think. Please. No? So thank you guys. In tomorrow class, we will discuss, I will show you one requirement. I will try to find the auth requirement where you will get more clarification, right? After that, we will discuss how to start doing the testing, how you can test the application. Till now, we have seen how you can map, right? And the component, right? From tomorrow class, we will discuss how you can do the testing, like smoke testing, the positive testing, negative testing, and how you can design. Okay. Yes, sir. Tell me, sir. Chirag, you have any question?
Tomorrow, Saturday, we don't have. Monday we'll have it.
Yeah, Monday. On Monday. Okay.
Yeah, because I think you have already explained, but just I forgot. I just want to confirm this difference between this patch and put. Both are for the edits only, right?
Yeah, if you want to update the data, you can use the, it depends. Every company has not implemented both the method in his application. Some of the company, they are using both put and patch, right? Some of the company, they are only using the patch method. Some of the company, they are using only put method. So now the difference is, if you are using the patch method, so let's suppose you have multiple property in your here, in your request, in your body, you have the multiple property, right? And you
Okay.
want to update your data, right? update your data. So let's suppose you want to update the date of birth, right? So what you are doing using the patch method, where it is using the patch method, you can pass that single property and you can update. So only that single property will get updated. Or if you want to pass the multiple one, so multiple one will get updated. So other will not get affected by this one, right? So let's suppose you have not make changes in the first name and the last name, you have only changed in the date of birth. So only date of birth key and the value will get updated. Date of birth key value will get updated, not the other one. The other one will be as it is. But in the case of replace, let's suppose if you passing only first name here, right, and in your existing database you have all this data, right, and but when you are using the put method you are passing only one or multiple. What happen, whatever, let's suppose this is my all data which is existing for this particular id, for 9 id, right? But in the case of put, when I'm using like passing one or multiple, so what happened, it replace all the data, replace all the data with the new data. So when you if I use first name, let me show you, let me check my server is started or not. Okay, my server is started. So I'm calling to the, here you can see I created the user, right? And if I'm using the patch method, inside the patch method, let's suppose I'm updating the first name and the last name as visa update and sing update, right? Let me
Okay.
call, and what is the id of that? 12. Okay, I
Well,
can get the 12 and let me pass it here, right? 12, right? I have not passing the other one, I can, but it will update all the thing. So I have passed, right? Here, if I use the get call, get by ID and 12, right? Here you can see only first name and last name will get updated, and remaining other are already there. It not get affected here. Correct? You can see
okay,
visa
okay.
update and sing update. And same scenario I am trying to do using the put method here,
Good.
right? What I'm
Hmm.
trying to do, let me, where it is, I'm trying to do using the put method, right?
Hmm.
Using the put method, right? I have not passed the other one, and let,
Well,
oh, it
well,
is 9.
well, yeah.
Well, so you can see it here, right? And when I call to the get method, you can see other data get replaced with this two data. So whole file get replaced, the
Well,
existing one.
okay, or other things will be okay, blank now.
Yeah, blank not, it get removed from the database.
It will remove from the database. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
If you want to retain, if you want to
Yeah,
retain other data also, in that case you have to pass the other property also, so that it will retain.
it will retain. Okay, got it, got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you guys. Please start doing the practice and come with the query, and we'll take the class on Monday. Thank you guys.
Thank you.